Right now, whatever tree is standing in your backyard is costing you nothing and giving you nothing. But years ago, the Amish discovered that a single tree could completely eliminate your heating and fuel bill. Not just reduce it, but completely wipe it out. And it is no coincidence that you have never heard of this before. When I first stepped onto a working farm near Millersburg, Ohio, I spent 10 minutes looking for the fuel tank. There was not one. There was just a tree, a single press, and a diesel engine running clean, smokeless, odorless, and completely free from any monthly bills. The name of that tree is Moringa Oleifera. And before this video ends, I am going to show you something found in a 2007 World Health Organization field report, a document virtually no one outside of international aid agencies has ever read, proving this tree does something even more valuable than fuel. Something you can use this weekend in any home, in any state, no matter how old your house is. Stay with me until the end, because that part completely changes the entire equation. What you are about to learn is why that tree vanished from every American farm between 1920 and 1930, and why one man in the right place spent 50 years ensuring you would never learn its name. Right now, the price of fuel is set by people you will never meet, reacting to events in rooms you will never enter. It has always been this way. The Amish realized long ago that the only answer to this problem was to stop needing their fuel. And here is where most people get it wrong. When people talk about alternative energy, they picture solar panels, wind turbines, expensive equipment, complicated permits, and contractors who never show up on time. This is not that. What the Amish found was not technology. It was biology. They discovered a tree that produces oil. Real oil, cold-pressed and unrefined. That runs a diesel engine with absolutely no modifications. The seeds contain 30 to 40% oil by weight, and 70% of that oil is oleic acid, the exact same composition as olive oil. It burns clean, produces no smoke, and does not freeze. You press the seeds, pour the oil directly into the tank, and the engine runs. A mature tree produces 3 to 5 liters of oil every single year. Just 100 trees can power a small farm indefinitely. No drilling, no pipelines, no refineries, and no monthly bills. The Amish in Lancaster County and Holmes County have been running machinery on pressed vegetable oil for generations. Not as an experiment, but as a standard, everyday practice that never stops working. The tree grows 15 feet in its very first year and produces seeds immediately. Those seeds remain viable for 5 years without refrigeration. It survives months of drought, requires 0 fertilizer, and 0 pesticides. From a single planting, it lives for 20 years, fixing nitrogen into the soil to improve every crop planted near it. 0 maintenance costs. No supply chain. No bills. Now you are probably asking why you have never heard of this before, and this is where history matters. In 1900, at the Paris World Fair, Rudolf Diesel stood before a crowd and demonstrated that his engine ran on peanut oil. Not petroleum. Vegetable oil. He wrote in his journal that vegetable oils could one day become as important as petroleum products. He believed his engine would free farmers from their dependence on centralized fuel sources. That was his vision. He published it. He stated it openly. 8 years later, Henry Ford introduced the Model T. From the very beginning, this car was designed to run on either gasoline or ethanol. Ford famously said, and this is a direct quote from 1928, "There is fuel in every bit of vegetable matter that can be fermented." Ford saw a future where every American farmer grew their own fuel. That future was entirely possible. The technology was there, the knowledge was there, and the infrastructure could have been built. But John D. Rockefeller had already started building something else. By the turn of the century, Rockefeller controlled 90% of oil refining in the United States through Standard Oil. His strategy was not to build a better product. His strategy was to crush his competitors by undercutting them. He sold kerosene below cost until his rivals collapsed. Then, once they were gone, he hiked the prices. He was not selling fuel. He was selling dependency. And once that dependency was established, he locked it in. By 1925, oil industry lobbying ensured that gas stations across America sold only gasoline. States passed laws restricting the sale of ethanol. The infrastructure for vegetable oil fuels was never built. Not because it did not work, but because someone had already paid to ensure it could never compete. Rudolf Diesel died in 1913. He fell from a ship crossing the English Channel. The official verdict was suicide. His engine went on to power the world, but his original vision, vegetable oil, farmer independence, zero petroleum, was quietly buried. But here is what they could not bury. The Amish never bought into the system. Their religious principles kept them from becoming dependent on centralized supply chains. They kept pressing oil from seeds. They kept planting trees. They kept the knowledge alive. Not as a protest, not as a political statement, but simply because it worked, and they never needed anyone's permission to use it. Now, if you already own a home and think this only applies to people building from scratch, stay with me. Because this next part is specifically for you. In the United States, moringa grows outdoors year-round in hardiness zones 9 through 11. That means Florida, Texas, California, Arizona, and Hawaii. If you live there, you can plant this tree in your backyard this spring and harvest seeds by autumn. No greenhouses, no special equipment, no permits required to plant a tree on your own land. If you found this video useful, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. More hidden history, coming soon.